let's see how it works. So if I click on space, it says true. Okay, let's just bring it out. Set it to left and the second one to right. And we're going to put this in the first part. Go to the motion and bring the change X block. And we'll just bring it out twice and call this minus 20 and second one 20. On the right arrow, on the key right arrow, bring it down here and let's zoom in to see our work well. So this is the block and this is how it looks now. Let's click on go. Yeah, so it moves at the lines of the grid. Let's bring this block here. Okay, so now I'll move it here and let's go. All those blocks that it's touching are turning green. And it's going through all of them really easily. And yes, now we know how to make it move. But we're adding one more move block. We remove all this inside it and add. Now, what we want to name this key is the down arrow, and for this is going to make the Tetris block go down by 20 blocks, by a block. And so it's minus 20, and let's make the Tetris block go here, and now let's start. Let's go down. First, let's remove that block and make it go here when it starts. So let's zoom out. And over here, we bring this to the top. Now let's zoom back in. Let's go and if we go again, we'll see so yes, we have all this here, and now we're going to make the rotate block. So if we zoom out again and duplicate this and remove the move block, and remove this go to X and bring this forever loop. We'll go to the My Blocks and create another block called Rotate. And remember to click on that screen refresh. So we'll bring this rotate block in here. Now let's arrange all our blocks carefully so we can know which block to go to whenever we want to see one, and remember to name your blocks carefully. In case you're going to edit this, and let's name this again Tetris, and now let's continue. So we'll zoom in on the rotate block. We're going to use the if then and the sensing key space. This is where we're going to use the up arrow. And I would use another called Z. these two have their own functions. So the Z will turn your left by 90 degrees, and the upper will turn right by 90 degrees. So we do Z and right, and then up. Basically rotate it. Let's make the block a different block. Like, let's say a block that has different size, like the T. Now we'll put the T up here. Let's click and go. Make it here. And now let's rotate. Once we use the up arrow, it shows how it rotates. And it's all around like a block. That's why we made it a block away from the center. And the yellow block isn't also stamping, which means we're also going to use the same thing we used for the green block for the yellow block. So let's remove all these colors and let's zoom in on where we're working on. And since it's T, let's name this T, and we just duplicate it. And we'll put it on the other side. So just scroll over to the other side and bring T. Let's arrange everything well. So we'll bring this up here and this define down here, and let's bring this clone in block here and these two in here. Let's do go. And again, let's add if touching Tetris blocks. Let's duplicate this. Put this in the yellow and in other yellow. Now let's start. And so first, we're going to need an ability to make this blank when it starts, because we can't be editing it ourselves. So yeah. And now we see how it's moving. And we see how it works. Now, and so yes, we have our Tetris blocks here, and now what we want to do here is make the backdrop of the Tetris blocks. Or first, we go to the Tetris blocks and we want to create a block called rotate his blocks. So the hitbox means when it hits a wall or the end and it's rotating. And we're also going to create another block called the hitbox. Let's click around that scroll refresh. Okay. Let's edit this block, and yes, it's with around that scroll refresh. Now if we'll minimize, let's arrange all these blocks we have. So bring all these two here, and these blank ones, we'll put them here. But a little spacing because we don't know how long they might be. Actually, let's move the rotate block this floor because it's going to have this close because it's going to have most of the code. And here, let's bring these two blocks that make others run right here for us to see. And so now we have other code arranged in that way. Before we do this hitbox, let's go to the stage. And first starts making the stage. The stage is going to have a gray blackish 17 and here it's 15 and this saturation of 0. Let's make the 17 a 24 or 36. Now we're going to remove the outline. So we just click on this and there's no outline again. First, let's see how it makes it, and then we'll know what to do with this. And first of all, this is a stage, so just to let you know, you can't carry any because it's not real. But we do have another problem. The Tetris block, we have made it move, so it's going to be moving along and disturbing us. Or we could just remove the move, and now we'll be able to do our work. Let's keep on moving this left. Let's keep on, and I say this is a good size. We're going to make this up, or actually, let's make it actually close to it. And yes, I'll copy and paste it and flip it horizontal. Oh, it's facing the other side. And then we move it. Now we have our outline for it, and let's make a bottom. We basically just Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, and use this for the bottom. Because it has two colors in it, so we can also use it for the bottom. Once we've done this, we just pull it longer, and put it a bit longer. Shift it back a bit so it's aligned with the other one, and now we'll set this to the back, extreme back of those two. Well, it doesn't actually go to the back because it's actually touching them, and let's put back our Tetris block. And now this is where we're going to be using this second if then. So go to the touch color because Tetris does a lot with the color. And now just click on this color right here and duplicate it. Now let's zoom in to see our block very well so you can also see the code. And now we go to the motion and bring out the change X. We'll put it for the 2, and the second one, let's make it minus 20, and the first one by 20. Now you see how it works. It hits the wall, but it goes through the wall. And again, this is where we're going to use the hitbox. No, actually the rotate hitbox. I'll bring out some of this if then, and bring out ends, and bring out touching color, and then bring out greater and less, and go to the motion and scroll down and bring out X position. So the X position, if it's less than 0, so let's start again. Our X position is 80, which means is 63, which means it's not. Let's take this to 0 and 0. So it's less right now. It's not less than 0. So which means we wanted to change x by minus 20 if it's less than 0. So we'll put it here. But the color isn't the same. So yes, that's why it's still able to go through. First, let's remove this, and we can bring in this color and duplicate it. Stop, and let's minimize, and you see there's nothing that's going to make it run. So of course that's another reason why it isn't working. And let's bring rotate hitbox. And yes, the rotate also. Okay, we'll have to rotate. Now let's go. Now you see it doesn't go through the wall. And that way, okay, let's zoom in and we see that they're both the same. So let's go again and take this one. Right now it's less than 0, which means this needs to be 20. Well, let's go again and save now and go. Stop. This color is a 19 and this is a 19. Let's pick a different color for this one. Let's say a flood of color, like 32. Let's just hope the 32 isn't the same if we're here. Okay, that's 28, and let's go. Right now it pushes us outside. So let's swap this around and see how it works. So yes, they're meant to be opposite. Right now you see it goes out. To fix that, let's zoom out, see all our blocks so far, and first let's arrange them. Here's the hitbox should be here, and the hitbox should be over here. Then we have these blocks here. And now for the hitbox, we want it to be, if it's touching the ground, that we want it to make a variable. So this is where we're making our first variable called let's move all this and ready. And this. And make it for all sprites. So right now, we want to set it ready to no. If we click on that, ready is then no. For the ready to be yes, we need to create the hitbox. Which means we duplicate all this again. Go to the event and ring run before I clicked. Remove the rotate hitbox, go to the my blocks and bring out hitbox. Now for the hitbox, we want it to be if it's touching the ground. So if it's touching a color, it's going to be like the color 38, which we saw last time. Or it's 28. Which that's ready. So yes, but before we do that, let's duplicate this and zoom in on the block we're working on right now, so you guys can see as well. Go to the operators and bring out R. And for this, we're going to be bringing out the next costume. We're going it here. Oh yes, and we have two reds, which is normal because it doesn't. Wood starts from the color red, which is why I moved it all the way here. Now we have 5 colors and 6. Go to the setting and bring out touching color. And we set it to the red. This costume, orange. Next costume, yellow. Wait, and this is a 14. Okay, yes, yellow is 14. But I thought we did it as 15. Then, oh yeah, next costume. It's probably a 31, a 29. Orange is 11, red is 0, yellow is 14. Surprisingly odd. And now they decided to make the color we're using. Now, let's first do next costume. Set to blue. 59 because it's going to be behind 60. And purple is probably going to be 76 because of scratch sewing. And yes, purple was 76, but red and orange were their exact color, which is it's okay. Let's go. Now, let's minimize this because our code is a lot. Right, so now we're going to remove this block here and replace it with this block, which is why I put his blocks at the end. Right, so now we can remove the next costume block. But then this time, let's duplicate this. Bring out this and go to operators, bring out or and knots. Put the or inside the knots and bring this block in one of them and this incredibly big block inside the second part. And I'll have a bigger block. For this block, we just bring out this and put it under. I'll remove this block and bring Serenity to no. I also want Serenity to yes. Well, it won't fall by itself. We need to make it fall. And so the block is not going to work until it then works. So bring this in here and this in here. Which is why I should make this a 20 so the game goes really long. To go and it's all done. Purple also now doesn't have that ability, which means right now we're in it, so let's remove this purple. But I think we might have to do everything since they're all shaking. And with this code, it makes it so stable. So right now we're going to go to the operators, bring the equal, and go to the sensing and bring out the backdrop of stage. Set this to what is this? A Z. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's check our costumes. Okay, purple is an S. So if we go back to our code, let's change this to S. Let's duplicate this and Tetris blocks. So costume name, Tetris blocks, and costume name. Let's stop all this and let's bring the if then. Put in the 2, put this on top. Like I've touching Tetris blocks. So that way it does make everything turn purple. Oh yes. Now we've done that, let's move on to the next step, adding another block with the ready. Is equal to yes. Which means they won't be able to press by themselves. Let's put these two in here and let's go. Alright, so now it's saying a yes. Which is because it's touching the edge. Which means this has to be colored exactly this color. Just to keep it all safe. So it means that's a yes on the wrong time. But then our block goes true, which means we have to do this again. So in the Tetris blocks, we go back over here. So we mean around these two blocks, the define, let's remove and rotate its block. Because these are the two blocks we have to change. Put this color of 14 for these ones. So the 20 and we put 40, 14. There's actually going to be a 15, and this one is a 19. We pick this one, and it's a 14, and it's a 14. Let's go, and we see that our block is only when touching the ground. It moves, but it doesn't move anymore. Which is because of this still has a blind of these two walls. Which means the block won't be able to move when it's touching those. But then our block falls out, which so completely disrupts the game. So let's go to hitbox over here. Go to the backdrops. Make it this way and this black with a 38.